Everybody, let's start with Megan. Introduce your characters, please.
All right. I'm Megan. I'm playing Lieutenant Commander Micah Drexler. She is from the Stellar Republic. I had to remember that. And how much about my character?
Just go ahead and tell people what you feel comfortable sharing.
She lost her vision in a accident where she was in a combat and now I can't think of words. What is it when you...
Explosive decompression.
No, when you when she ejected from her plane and her visor didn't seal properly, so she lost her eyes and her eyesight, and she now uses prosthetics, but she sort of got removed from active duty in the Stellar Republic. So she has moved to the final frontier, final-ish frontier.
A frontier that may have our
a frontier trapped between two warring civilizations.
Yes, for reference, Draconis has been settled for 200 years, so...
Final frontier. And so she's headed out here because she thinks this is her best chance to get in the cockpit again.
All right. So as a bit of background, the Stellar Republic does not officially condone armed resistance against the Dominion of Unity, which is the polity from which the Draconis system has recently declared independence. However, if members of the Stellar Republic Navy should happen to want to take an indefinite leave of absence to pursue personal development, maybe go back to college or something, wink, wink, nudge, nudge,
say
then
fight ISIS in space.
Then, they're always encouraging people to seek opportunities to better themselves. And, if it happens, they would want a cheap ticket to somewhere near a certain contested solar system, well, they can help out that much. But
and if it just so happens to be a place that has great seafood for at least one of the planets, perfect.
So your Commander Drexler's commission is sort of in abeyance, as you are currently considered on leave.
Permanent leave.
Yes. So the Stellar Republic cannot be held responsible for anything you do.
Blow up bad guys.
Well, you're probably bad. Rob, how about you?
Surprise.
Oh no. I'm playing Lucette Zombie Forrester. That's all you really need. That's enough. She's a Draconis local, sort of. Moved to Draconis when she was very little with her mother. Her father was a Republic Marine, and after he went and snuffed it, she decided to move to the frontier. Well, what we're calling the frontier now. It's the frontier now.
Not the final one, just a frontier.
Just a frontier.
Yeah.
The front of something.
It's frontier.
That's right.
All right. It's like someone saying, I'm going to move to the frontier, northern Michigan.
I mean, that's the extent of Canada's territory. Michigan's part of Canada now, right? It is the future, after all.
I mean, everyone knows frontiers have people in them. There's people there, so it's a frontier. You just gotta move them, right?
And John.
Hi, I am playing Mahoa Mahai. He is a born pilot and from the Shinzo Mizu Trade Federation. Not sure how much information really give here, but because I have so much of it, I don't want to bore anybody with all of it. But he's from a warrior caste within the Trade Federation, effectively where people were born and raised to serve as soldiers defending the Trade Federation's interests. And he's joined this group mostly because their trade deals done that hopefully that the Shinzo Mizu would get favorable trade, because of their help.
All right. So a little surreptitious delivery of things that are rather difficult to get your hands on.
Yeah.
And you, in turn, get some lucrative government contracts. Okay.
So here's some stuff. We have to protect our interests, so we're also providing starfighter pilots to protect our stuff that happens to be in your space.
Yeah, you don't want the Draconis system invaded because you keep your stuff there.
Right.
All right. So you have a refuge and a friendly government at your back, which means that you don't have to wheel and deal quite so hard all the time, and that's always a good thing for the free traders in your clan. Now, what about Mike?
Hello, I'm Mike, and I'm playing Barry Namazuko. Lieutenant Barry Namazuko, because he's not as highly ranked as Micah. And he is a Draconis native, born and raised, and his parents were basically immigrants to Draconis after being ore haulers for one of the mining worlds, Asami. We won't get into massive amounts of background for that end of things, or at least I won't, because it's boring. But long story short, he was while Mahal was born and raised a combat pilot, Barry was born and raised a smuggler pilot. Because his parents were ore haulers, but they also got some side jobs. And they were able to pay their way off of a mining world somehow. And so he was born in the saddle, so to speak, but more with an eye for sneakier tactical things than those guys over there need to be blowed up real good.
All right. So you're a bit more surreptitious in your approach to flying than the Republic veteran.
Yep. One might say that he's a smarmy space bastard with the devil's own luck.
That would be coincidental.
Yes. So the DVG actually doesn't really pay attention to rank so much. You are not in a uniformed service. You are all civil contractors.
As a side note, he isn't actually a lieutenant, but as soon as he found out that he was serving with someone that was a lieutenant commander, he went, "What's the one below that? Lieutenant? Yeah, I'm one of those."
Well, you have perfectly legitimate looking documents that say you were a colonial militia officer.
Mm-hmm.
It really can't tell. You can't make out which colonial militia. It's a little distorted there. I don't know how you can get digital records to distort like that. But
they got
some lost
scanned
pixels,
in. Someone just grabbed the page as the scanner was going, and it smeared just at the very end. It happens. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, so it's fine. When our story begins, we find a number of new arrivals standing at a terminal in the, well, on the periphery of Draconis Station. In front of you, there are large display screens that mimic floor-to-ceiling windows or viewports that look out onto the many docking facilities of Draconis Station. Draconis is a city in space. It has 20,000 permanent residents, and thousands of people come and go every day. It has docking facilities to support 20 large spacecraft, including the large starships that are equipped with hyperdrives capable of reaching other star systems. In the distance, you can see a pair of SF-46 Blackfish multi-role fighters, part of the Draconis Volunteer Group that provides security for the system, and into which you are about to be welcomed. Some of you have come from very far away to be here, and some of you have just climbed up have just gone up the gravity well. But you're now all members of the Draconis Volunteer Group. The thing that separates you from the fledgling Draconis Navy and the fighter pilots, well, they call themselves fighter pilots, that are being trained on the world below you, is that you've all seen combat. You've all at least traded shots with someone in open space. Some of you have actually killed people. Actually, I think at this point, all of you have killed people. You might not have known their names or seen their faces, but you know you're responsible for a little blood.
And it
Some
may
of
not
them
have
are even
necessarily
planned.
been in space that the killing happened, but
Hey, planets go through space.
Glad
So,
to hear we're all on the same page.
so as you await your transport, people are sort of mingling, and you all catch sight of the pilots among you. And there happen to be 4 in this group. So let's go around the table and introduce our cast in terms of what does the camera see as it pans over your character. Let's start with John. Who I think is muted.
He's just very shy.
oh yeah, he's definitely muted. Unless his microphone stopped working.
Uh-oh.
I see his lips moving, but I can't hear the words coming out. Sorry, John.
Oh no.
So you can't hear anything still?
Oh,
There
wow.
you go.
There we go.
There we go.
It was a bit quiet, but we could hear it.
I can turn the volume up if it's quiet. That's no problem.
Yep.
That better?
Yep.
Sorry about
A
that.
little bit.
Is there any chance you can crank it a bit more?
Yep. I will dial it up to 11 if I blow out the speaker. All right.
1 goes to 11.
There we go.
All right. So when the camera pans to Mohau, you see a 5'10" medium muscular build man. He's like, his uniform is. Will we have whatever we wore here, or is there actual?
Yeah, you're wearing whatever you wore, whatever flight suit or
Okay.
space suit that you're
So-
comfortable with.
So I'm in a Shinzo Mizu's guardsman uniform, which is kind of has the padding on it, but it's not heavily armored because I'm a pilot. He has a tattoo that covers one of his eyes, and peeking out, it's like when he turns to like talk to Catfish, who he seems to have struck up a conversation with, you can see that the top part of a manta ray sticks up on the back of his neck where another tattoo is. He seems to be he has honey-colored eyes, bronze skin. It's weathered from being in harsh climate because he was a soldier before he became a pilot. He's dark brown hair. He has it in a neat bun, and he has a beard that's growing out, but it's well kempt. And that's what you see.
All right, and so Catfish, or what does the person that Maho is talking to look like?
Well, Barry is a shockingly lean ginger that lean in a swimmer's build, wiry kind of way, and not lean in the, oh God, someone give them a sandwich kind of way. And he has not quite a mohawk swept back, but it's a severe undercut, and he has a luxurious mustache that he has obviously worked on. If anyone needs a reference for the kind of mustache, watch the show Winona Earp, find Doc Holliday, picture that kind of mustache except red. And so he's quite pale, a few freckles, and shockingly green eyes that are he doesn't look conventionally Irish, let's just put it that way. There's some Japanese mixed into the ancestry there, hence the name Namazuko. But extremely pale, almost as if his parents came from a icy mining world.
All right. And what about the young lady in the group?
I'll assume we're referring to Lucette here.
Yes.
She's a small woman. She has her head shaved on the left side and is lined with intricate tattoos. She's wearing a flight suit. It's military style, but there's no insignia on it. She was corporate security, but she's since removed those logos, but still has the sort of reinforced flight suit.
Okay. Your convoy escort brought to you by Firestone. All right. And what about the old lady of the group?
She's not that old. I guess she is older, though. So Micah is also pretty pale. She has sort of light brown hair that she wears braided back. The most striking thing about her is both of her eyes are metallic. They're obvious prosthetics that mostly work on a sort of ultrasonic pulse technology. So the longer she holds still, the more things around her become clear to her. And she is wearing probably like one of her old Stellar Republic uniforms.
All right, so same basic idea. You've removed all of the identifying features, but that certainly looks like a discoloration from like a Stellar Republic patch would have been there at some point.
At some point.
Now, there are a couple of other people waiting for the same shuttle as you. It looks like there's a mix of technicians and support personnel, a few people that have the unmistakable look of clerks, because the forces always seem to run on paper, even if it's the digital kind.
I resemble that comment.
But after just a couple of minutes of you guys waiting at the boarding area, a shuttle sort of does that perfect little pirouette as the pilot shows off and snags the docking collar. The airlock opens and two people come out to greet you. All right, people. You hear a very commanding voice precede the woman who leads the pair out. She is sitting in a float chair. It looks like that she has prosthetic limbs that start at about mid-thigh. She is wearing a very familiar uniform, Micah. She was definitely in the Stellar Republic as well, or at least bought her flight suits from the same place as you. I'm Commander Mariyama, call sign Magnet. Welcome to Tachyon Squadron. You're here because you have the skills we need, and you were willing to take the pay we could offer. Now you're going to get on this shuttle, and we're going to go through a little training. I know for some of you that's going to be a bit insulting, because I'm sure you've been there and done that, but we need to make sure that you've got what it takes to play on our field. Any questions?
No, we're just playing to regs. I get that.
No, I'm standing in attention, like almost just above parade rest.
Barry is scratching his neck, trying to blend into the background a bit, because he's flown a lot of ships in his day. Has he necessarily flown a combat ship? Who can say? Oh, also, since I didn't mention it before, Barry's flight suit is quite different than everyone else's, because it's a simple light brown, very functional, essentially easily identified as an ore hauler's spacesuit, where it's functional, it can have patches added or removed to it very easily, kind of armored, good against the cold, but doesn't look like it's super combat ready.
She gestures at the other.
He looks kind of like a country bumpkin, right?
He gestures at the other. Excuse me. Mariyama gestures at the other pilot with her. This is your senior instructor. You're looking at the highest scoring pilot in the DVG. This is Miss
Blaster.
What's that?
The Top Blaster. Not Top Gun. That's copyrighted. But Top Blaster.
Ugh.
We're trademarking that right now.
Megan's buying the domain as we speak. The man steps forward. You can immediately tell he is a jerk.
Weird.
Resting asshole face.
Name's Toad Schaefer. 15 kills.
18, was it?
15.
Oh, 15. Okay.
So
I
that's
don't
the
know.
number to beat then.
I don't know where you think you people have been, but I can tell you that this is a good outfit, and I'm the best there is in it, so you've got a lot to live up to. Now, your assigned training officer has gotten themselves in a world of hurt, so they borrowed me from Tachyon Squadron to show you how it's done. You can tell Magnet does not like that. So everybody on the shuttle will be boarding a system ship and transiting to Asami for a little training exercise. No questions? Good. Move.
I have a question for the GM.
Yes?
Are our dependents with us yet?
No.
Okay. I was assuming they wouldn't be going to training, but I wasn't sure if they were shipping out around the same time.
No. You probably went on ahead to...
Make sure I made it.
Well, there's that, but also, to make like housing arrangements and all the unpleasant things that come with a move across the galaxy.
I'm sure that's just like hopping across town.
Yeah, it's just like moving from like one street to the next one over. It's fine.
This is a very wide street, that's all.
There's just a little more gas in the U-Haul.
All right. So,
So I have a quick question, Acer.
go ahead.
Since there isn't a contact skill for Tachyon Squadron, but rapport is one of the social skills, would I be able to roll rapport to see if I have any inside info for the training area on Asami? Because I have family there.
Okay, go ahead.
And family.
Yes. There is a lot of crime on Asami.
Oh my, yes. It's almost as if that may be one of the reasons how my parents got off of there. Okay, so I blanked out on the dice, so that is a +4 or a great result for rapport.
All right.
Space bastard!
Okay, so a great result means that part of what you learn comes from making a nuisance of yourself when you arrive on the system ship and figuring out exactly where you'll be landing. There are several other shuttle crews aboard, and not all of them are as tight-lipped, especially when they see that you're not career military. The ship is largely crewed by civilians. The DVG is, after all, a quote-unquote civilian organization, but it's technically a naval auxiliary that's providing this service to the DVG. And, when they see that you're not an uptight guy, that you're willing to, like, sit down with them, maybe pass around a bottle or two.
Buy a few rounds.
Yeah, you get some credibility, and they cough up the coordinates where you'll be going, and partly from having talked to people that mounted a scavenging expedition to go see what they could see, that the area you're going to is home to a wrecked Dominion carrier.
I see. How recent is the wreck?
It was a couple years ago from when the Draconis system seceded from the Dominion.
Okay, so not outside the realm of possibility. So, for the listeners, part of my backstory is that my parents sometimes got called back for helping friends and supply missions back to Asami for various reasons that are purposefully nebulous. And I helped on some of them. So it's possible that I've been here before, but it's also just as likely that I have no idea where this is. Like, oh, that's new.
Yeah, this probably has this area has been heavily restricted since the beginning of the independence, or since the winning of independence. So you probably haven't put actual eyes on this spot before, but like I said, you've talked to scavengers who, came over the ridge, glassed it with their electro binoculars, and went, "Wow, that's a lot of tanks," and then decided to be someplace else.
Yes, the traditional nope.
Someone got here first, and they brought armor.
Not worth the trouble.
So, let's see. For a great result, you also know that the carrier came in and it landed hard, but not like broke up in the atmosphere hard. They must have had a good bunch of ship handlers on the bridge. And it's, from what you heard, people actually walked away from that wreck.
So it was like skipping a stone across the icy plains.
Yes. Bad for the people on the bottom, certainly, but it ended surprisingly well for most of the crew. What Draconis might be doing with it, it's more of an open question.
Free research.
Yes.
I'd be interested in asking if there was going to be any chance to actually engage the Dominion on this training exercise.
Well, the bastards pop up everywhere. So we might just run into a couple goblins along the way. They like trying to pick off our mining ships and the war haulers. You ought to know something about that, eh? Looking at Catfish.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have to keep on. Sorry, I should use character voice for this. Yeah, I mean, we got to keep on our toes to make sure that we actually, survive from those fuckers. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind getting some of my own back from those Dominion fucks. So, P.S. explicit tag.
Mostly though, we have to. Mostly though, these days we've got to watch out for pirates. Opportunistic assholes have been trying to grab a couple of 1,000 credits worth of ore now and again.
Yeah, and they're always so angry. They're always so irate. Pirates.
You're not winning any friends.
Lucia will roll her eyes at the terrible jokes.
I gotta be me.
My tie sighs heavily. Like he's hoping there'll be a chance to engage with the enemy because the time he spent here, however brief, is very different because he's used to living a very regimented day. And since here it seems like everyone's on their own to do whatever, this is like his first experience of like freedom. But
he doesn't like it.
Doesn't like it one bit.
I don't like it.
So
I don't like it.
the other thing, as far as your regimented existence, your ships were like very well kept, very neat and clean.
Mm.
This is a tramp freighter. It's a lovingly maintained tramp freighter, but this ship probably should have been retired a while ago.
Well, it's like I could appreciate a older ship, I just can't appreciate the lack of care for things. Like it's almost like you have no respect for yourself if you live like this.
Yeah, there are certainly parts of this ship that look like they're held together by rust.
And Bondo, Space
good.
Bondo.
Yes.
Ah, yes, Spondo.
And they
Duck-
actually use duct tape on the ducks.
yes. It's necessary.
They're also highly flammable.
Yep.
I'm going to have to remember that this is the first character I've had in a long while that does not have any sort of engineering skill, so I won't be able to help out for repairs or anything.
So
That's what I get for breaking type.
So, while you're trying to get used to this new existence, you're all sitting having this conversation in the sort of guest dining room, which you probably assume used to be like the junior officers' wardroom on this ship. And you don't know what originally was supposed to be happening, whether it was a class or like a briefing situation, but it quickly devolved into Toad Schaefer tells you the greatest hits of his life.
Great.
You have learned that he is a test pilot, that he once again has scored 15 kills in 3 months. Everyone thinks he is the hottest stick in the group, and you should listen to everything he says.
I mean, when he said he had 15 kills in his entire career, I was a little let down by that. Because
15 in a month?
3 months.
Oh, 3 months.
well,
Well,
3
that's
months. Okay, that's much better. Okay.
This guy's gonna be real easy to beat.
All right.
Yeah,
Lucette looks intentionally bored through the entire thing. Like, she's like, slouching in her chair, just sort of like playing with her space phone.
All right, give me a provoke roll.
All right. Let me bring up my stats here. Oh, good. That's a stat I'm terrible at.
yes.
Oh, and I rolled very badly.
The rivalship with Tachyon Squadron begins.
Either that or he doesn't notice at all.
-2.
All right. You are doing such a good job of pretending to be bored that you knock over your drink all over his pants.
Win-win.
That seems like a great success.
What was failure?
Yes. So, you now have a nemesis. It's the highest scoring pilot in the group.
I don't want to be your wingman anymore.
Yes.
So
Barry is going to try to lighten the mood a bit with Lucette because she's not known by Zombie quite yet, I don't think.
no.
Where he says, like, don't worry, he's probably called Toad because he always breaks his engines and has to get towed back.
You and I, we're going to have words, son.
I said that under my breath. How did you hear that? I'm even using the surreptitious voice instead of my normal voice.
Toads have exceptional hearing.
Yes.
Oh no.
That's how he got the name.
So, dinner time becomes a little tenser. But otherwise, he at least gives you guys a wider berth.
This is probably for the best.
So
This is
drink
the best sort of training. Just not do this.
Yeah. Weirdly, he doesn't sit anywhere near Luzette anymore.
This seems like a win.
In my head, he looks like Tom Cruise, aka around like Top Gun era,
Except taller.
except
Taller.
taller.
Like,
I was going for Jake
Tom
Busey.
Cruise
All right.
as he acted like he was in that movie. So actually 5'8" instead of 5'2" or whatever.
He's like whatever height the camera made him, not his real height. So he's probably like 5'11". But most of
also-
that is his ego. Like
He's also palette swapped for legal reasons, so he has blue hair now.
Blue hair, like yellowish skin, just like a really off-putting lemon yellow.
Similar but legally distinct from Tom Cruise.
No, it's parody. It's fine.
Cruise.
Oh, sorry.
is Tom Coast.
Ouch.
I maintain Tom Cruise.
So it's a couple days haul to Asami. It is the companion. It orbits the companion star to Alpha Draconis, and so you take your sweet time. You take your sweet time getting there, but eventually you slip into orbit. There is a space station that orbits Asami, but it is entirely dedicated to ore processing and loading. So there are these big ore carriers that fly in, top off, and then head out to the Draconis hull yards, where there is a massive shipbuilding operation underway. As it turns out that when you secede from an interstellar empire, you have to start like building your own ships for trade and things.
Lame.
It's extremely lame. But you have your own shuttles aboard, which means that you don't have to dock with the station. And now everyone can roll athletics.
Okay.
Any particular reason?
You are going to be resisting high G maneuvers.
I got a -2.
Ooh.
Which is- Terrible.
Yeah, that's not so good. I blanked out on my athletics, so I got a fair, a +2.
Okay.
I rolled mediocre, so I have a +3.
That is a +4.
Wow.
Wow.
Luzette's doing great.
Oh wait, actually, would I be able to use my stunt because of your combat train? You gain. Oh, I guess I'm not gaining an advantage against an opponent, am I?
Nope. This is an overcome.
Okay.
Can I use my high concept veteran pilot to at least get me to a mediocre?
Yes, you can.
All right, I'm going to do that.
All right. So anybody at fair or below,
Uh-oh.
you will adopt a temporary aspect. Shaken, not stirred.
So it's good to see the minimum we needed to get there.
So you you had to know that Toad wasn't just going to let you guys making him look bad slide.
I'm taking you all down.
And so he goes in on a combat vector straight down. And you hear him on the shuttle's intercom say, sometimes I had to test out other ships, not just fighters. Azule, we produced some of the best drop ships in the fleet. Figured you might like to feel what it was like to be one of those Marines going down on a hot LZ.
Lucette is apparently very used to asshole pilots. Having worked in corporate security, you have to deal with a lot of less savory and some less friendly characters. And so she is well acquainted with this treatment, and she was ready for it. So she's, I've had she's like effectively just bracing against the forward bulkhead, and just sort of, just hanging on and probably making a face.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mischaracterized the role. It wasn't an overcome role. It was a defense against create advantage. Sorry about that. Getting used to playing Fate again.
And we have D&D tomorrow, so it's going to be a whole different kettle of fish again.
Yeah, just cranking that lever from one end of the spectrum to the other.
Oh my, yes.
Yeah, so I'm pretty much indifferent to this because lived in space and also the soldier. So I'm actually feeling better. This is like the best I've felt since I've been here.
Yeah, it's like, I'm dropping into combat. Maybe I'll get to kill someone soon.
Yeah, it's not even Tuesday. It's like Tuesday morning.
So,
quickly, Barry is thinking, I'm going to get in touch with his refueling crew, and they're going to add calcium carbonate and antimony to his fuel. His jet stream will be pink and glittery for the next week. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it'll make him angry.
Can we request that? Like,
is that something we can just have?
I mean, I can request that, but you guys may not have the ins with the ground crew yet.
So, eventually, after all of this acceleration, there's also comes the deceleration. As you hear the ship's inertial compensation screaming to release all this energy that has built up very quickly. And you can't see outside, but you're pretty sure that there is a puff of snow behind you as you level out.
Would I be able to create an advantage?
Sure.
Use use athletics to kind of if I see someone struggling to try to help them, because I'm sure if I'm used to this, and there's always someone who's new.
Yeah,
I'd be there to try to brace them.
All right. Why don't you try to help out Barry over there? He doesn't look so good.
Okay, so this would be athletics, I guess. That makes sense.
Yeah, or rapport if you've got that.
No, I don't have that. Athletics would work better for me, and I'm not really a talker. I'm more of I would just use a hand to secure them, kind of like the way if you're in a car and you have your kid in the front seat.
Okay,
that's where.
Just holding out a protective arm for poor small Barry.
All right. So
he needs more meat on his bones.
All right, so that's a +6. I can't remember what that is.
I think that's fantastic, if I remember right.
That it is. I have the cheat sheet in front of me.
All right, so Barry can counteract your negative aspect with bracing.
Okay, so that should create an aspect in 2. Is it 2 free invokes or 3?
Success with style.
It would be 2 free invokes.
Yep.
So you're back to thinking that maybe you're okay, Barry. When you've got somebody watching your back, Maho there. And it's probably, maybe you guys will end up wingmen or something. You feel the shudder and sudden stop as the shuttle is caught by the landing barrier in a docking bay. The hatch drops and everybody can sort of unbuckle and climb out.
Barry
Toad
is going to turn to Mohau and say, "Thanks, man. I owe you for that."
I give him a nod and give him like a stiff pat on the back, and then just walk away.
Toad is going to meet everyone at the door with a huge grin on his face, shake each person's hand, and say, "Thanks for flying with me." The technicians that drew your shuttle all give him dirty looks as they go by.
As I pass the technicians, I will say under my breath, calcium carbonate and antimony into his fuel stream. Pink glitter. You know what to do.
All right, that's a rapport roll.
Oh my, yes. Will I get any bonus to this from buying a bunch of them drinks earlier?
Sure.
Oh, okay. Is that a +1 or +2?
Well, I'm going to say you just have the
opening of being able to actually do this at all.
No, you just haven't. You have an aspect of grease the wheel.
Okay, I'll use that right now just for funsies. So that turns into a +5, a superb. Report.
All right. They nod knowingly.
I'll also add in afterwards, like, I'll buy you more drinks. Like, more establishing that I want this to be a group that he plays poker with when he wants to get away from the group, instead of just greasing the wheels. It's like, no, I like you guys. I want to hang out.
All right, so since you don't have any mechanic skills of your own, you're going to befriend the mechanics.
Exactly.
All right, so
Micah is going to use a cane to get around getting off the ship since she's in a new place. But she will stop and shake Toad's hand and say, "I see why you're in Tachyon Squadron."
Doesn't know what to make of that.
Yep.
Lucette, as she's getting off the shuttle, will also shake his hand. She'll smile sweetly and say, "And here I thought you were going to try shaking us up."
Oh, that gets him. That gets him good.
Did you want me to roll provoke again, or are you good?
No, you don't have to roll provoke. Just walking by smugly is good enough. He's made himself some enemies today, and he didn't even get to you, and it's really brought him down.
The sweetest revenge.
I tried to be a dick, and it didn't even work.
So when you get off the shuttle, you see that you are in a fully operational docking bay on the wrong kind of ship. This is a Dominion carrier. And lined up on the flight deck, chalked and ready to go, there are 4 Blackfish fighters. What do you think of our little flight school?
Little sure is right.
Most of the ship isn't really in serviceable condition, and it'll never fly again, but we can launch and recover out of this bay, and there's enough quarters for the crew and for a couple of students to rotate through here.
Nice.
Have we been assigned a ship yet? A fighter yet?
No, not yet. But these 4, if you can prove you're a hot enough hand, you'll get one of these.
How do those ships look? Are they like, at least, do they look like everything else you've come across?
No.
Sure, I'll be right back. Someone's knocking at my door. 1 sec.
Yeah.
Feel free to continue without me. I'll catch up.
The Blackfish is considered a venerable fighter, which means it's been in service for a long time. But it's seen consistent upgrades and fought with distinction throughout the Galactic War. Think of it like the F-16. It's been in service for like 3 decades, but it still kicks ass.
But what's the condition of these?
These particular planes are in immaculate condition.
Oh, excellent. I'm just going to walk. Do we have time for me to just walk looking at the ships?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You will have to walk among the tech crews, or the ground crews, as they are also very interested in these planes.
That's fine. I just want to take a look at which ones, the ones that will be my future ship.
Question.
Yes.
As corporate security, would I have been on a Dominion ship before?
Probably, actually. Delivering cargo, receiving cargo, occasionally dropping off miscreants that needed to experience an accident while in custody. The Dominion's very good at that.
Oh. So, yeah, Lucette will kind of look around the ship and be a little surprised to see that, this is here at all. But, sort of nod and, taking it in, and then go about looking over, just sort of mentally trying to pick out which one's hers, which one of the Blackfish is hers.
Yeah, you're like, oh wait, this is the Onslaught. I've been on this ship.
Oh. So that's what happened to that ship.
Hello, old girl.
So, the crew quarters that they assign you, you're all pilots and of equivalent status, or roughly equivalent status right now. So, you are put in quarters together. Luzette and Micah and Maho and Barry. And you get to meet the other trainees who are flying, who've already begun training. And as it starts, or as you sort of get the lay of the land, you realize that there are 2 full flights of fighters here, and then the 2 instructors, and then some training drones that you can skirmish against. But for the most part, all of the training has been happening in the simulators.
So not actually risking the Blackfish until they know that we can be trusted with them.
Exactly. That said, it's been an accelerated course. So...
Crash course.
Yes, several recruits have already washed out, and that's actually a reason why they've been so why they've rushed you back, or rushed you out here to fill out the class, because they really do need to stand up another flight of fighters. So why don't we start with everyone give me an investigate roll.
Ooh. I actually have that. Let's see
I
if
barely have that.
Ooh, I got a +1.
Ooh, same here.
I got 0.
I got a +3.
Nice.
All right. That's a good, right?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Maho, you lead the pack as you finish the ground school component, which is largely textbook flying, or, textbook knowledge. Luzette and Barry in particular have difficulty competing with you because they were sort of more on-the-job training. They didn't get the theory of it for the most part. And
textbook is not Lusette's. Like, that is, yeah, definitely not her shtick.
Gotta love that OJT.
And it's been really quite a while since Micah was in the classroom for ground school.
Ha ha ha.
It's funny because she's older.
Not that old.
Now, how old is she? I don't think we've covered this, have we?
She's 34.
That's old.
I know.
That's old for a fighter pilot.
I know.
That's
I was trying to
that
save
hits
her,
close to home.
save her feelings, but I guess if you want to be rude,
I'm only 2 years younger than you, so. But I'm
See?
also not cracking jokes. So.
And in real life, I went through basic with someone that was in his 40s that was becoming a pilot for the forces. So it's not that bad.
see, I am not that bad.
This is the future. 34 is like,
The new 16.
right.
The next, everybody give me athletics rolls.
Okay. Yes, the other part of boot.
What are we doing exactly?
You're doing overcome rolls to see how good you're doing at training.
Okay. Is this physical?
Yeah, this would be physical training.
Okay.
I would like to tag veteran pilot again,
Okay.
which takes me up to a +2 of fair.
Okay.
I got a great roll of +4.
I don't remember how many fate points I start out with.
3.
3.
Okay. Oh, I'm getting there.
Well, I'm going to tag mine because I don't want to be outdone. So I'm going to tag martial training from birth. So I have a 5.
All right.
Burning the fate points now to make sure that you win.
You win an arbitrary contest. I like it.
It works for the character.
Yeah.
All right. So you are seriously driven on these obstacle courses. You're pretty sure that they've turned up the gravity here. Micah is definitely sure of that. What did Luzette get, actually?
So I've got a +2 for athletics, and I rolled a -2.
All right.
Because this is how I roll in every game.
All right.
Good
So
old mediocre.
you win the distinction of being passed by the blind lady.
Oh.
You can you can get away with that though. So
Acer's allowed to make that joke.
it's like
I looked at all my aspects, like nothing really applies to this.
Yeah. So you're huffing and puffing, and she obviously has been working out more than you. So,
I came and stared at the obstacle course for a long time the other day, so I knew the layout.
Oh, before when I said 5, I forgot to add in my athletics, so that's actually an 8.
All right. So you didn't run the course, you moved along the ceiling past all the obstacles.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even need to actually spend a fate point at that point. You can just get a fantastic as is.
Yeah, I
But
will.
Unless you want to set the track record permanently, because a +8 is legendary.
Yes.
I mean,
so
this is like literally when there's obstacles that I just did like a sideways spinning flip just as I'm going over.
Jazz
Yeah.
hands.
well, see, the thing is that he didn't want to just beat you; he wanted to annihilate you.
Right. This was for all those other pilots, not just you guys. I want them to give up so that I guarantee that I get one of those planes. So this was like more delivering a message.
All right, now give me a piloting roll.
Everybody?
Yeah.
Mm,
Okay.
Find something I'm good at. Ooh. I got fantastic.
Okay.
+6.
I as well got fantastic +6.
I got mediocre, which I knew I would. That's why I wanted to get a good roll another one.
And Luzette.
See, I've got a +3. I'm debating spending a fate point just to push that up a little bit for no apparent reason.
Everyone else is doing it. Why not you?
Yeah, sure. I'll burn one for daring flyer.
Okay. All right. So you even more outpace the guy who made you look so bad with a difference of 8 on the obstacle course.
I gotta make up for it somewhere.
Yeah, you can run real good, but can you fly?
Theoretically, he can, but not today, I guess. Now, gunnery.
Okay.
Oof.
Oh my. Take that, Womp Rats.
I got a mediocre.
I got a fantastic.
I rolled a
+4.
-3.
I got a +4 on the dice.
So my dice completely canceled out. So I only have a +4.
Wow.
I have a +5.
Wow.
Like my targeting system has not been properly calibrated yet.
All right.
I'm
Now,
changing out these dice.
Good thing you got the 2 cents.
Yeah.
all right. Give me tactics.
Oh man, learning's the worst.
Man. School? Why? Ooh, I blanked out on the dice, so I got a +1.
Oh man.
Average.
I'm
Average
gonna-
was a pass, though. So, yeah.
I'm going to tag one of my aspects to reroll because it's
Okay.
that bad.
C's get degrees.
Yep.
I got a +2.
I blanked my dice again, so only a +3.
I rolled
actually-
horrible, and then I re-rolled horrible.
Uh,
I mean, by horrible, I mean the -3 horrible. I rolled -3, and then I re-rolled another -3.
Wow.
So,
I haven't used a fate point yet, and I feel left out, so I'm going to tag Smarmy Space Bastard with the Devil's Own Luck for my tactics, and I'll make it a +3 for mine.
so
Okay.
I ended up with mediocre because I have +3 tactics.
So you notice that the guy seems to have loaded the same tactics routine in twice, and so you just happen to have all of your units in the strategy simulator in the right place to intercept all of his units.
Like, just lucked into it completely.
All right, now technology.
I'm switching dice too.
Ooh,
Maybe I'll roll
technology.
nothing this time. No. Nope.
I like that you did these in the order
Let's see what I get. -1.
of my descending ability to do this. Ugh. I also got a -1.
I did poor on this.
I got a +1.
I rolled -1, but I have a +1, so it's just mediocre.
This is why I buy drinks for the technicians.
All right.
I see we all really focus our technology. We're a lot of,
Yeah, right.
a lot of
This
real
is-
savvy characters.
I mean, the last character I had for Tachyon Squadron had a good technology because he was an actual mechanic for these, but I got tired of playing to type. Oh, well.
When are you gonna need that?
I'm just gonna make sure that in my decompression time, I buy lots of drinks for the technicians to build up aspects that way.
There we go.
All right. So the instructors, Toad's really only like the senior one. There are a couple of other veteran pilots there that are monitoring things. And when the time comes, it's the four of you that get the call to fly. And the one second. They assign you the 4 fighters that you are looking at and that you had claimed as yours.
Yes, our dibs are maintained.
Dibs are sacred.
I got the middle right one, in case that matters. And knowing Acer, it might actually matter.
Let's see. So they actually put you up in the planes after this week of hellish sim and computer time.
If you thought this was bad, you should check out Sims 4. They have vampires and ghosts and stuff.
There's no vampires here that we know of.
We're all
No.
really good at Minesweeper now, though.
Yeah. Solitaire, you've got, you can get it done in 30 seconds.
Yeah, the worst part is when we go to the pool, we dive in and someone deleted the ladder out, so we were trapped there for a day.
Oh, no.
Oh no, someone just had you wash your hands and then change a light bulb.
Oh.
Okay, so your first time out, they have you run a Nap of the Earth flying course. And it's mean. It's a mean thing to do, but you've been running this sort of thing in The Sims all week. And so they're like, well, fine. We'll throw you in the deep end. And so each of you is going to have to roll pilot and tell me how you're going to do it. Are you going to do it fast, or are you going to... Well, no. Why don't you choose your skill and tell me how you're going to fly this? Are you going to go use your technology and your scanners to be real careful about it? Are you going to just use pilot and go balls to the wall? Are you going to use tactics and try to calculate the optimal angles? What are you going to do? Let's start with Barry.
Barry is... Ooh, I mean, since you're giving the option for courses, Barry has the option of... Crap, I'm talking in third person like I'm some sort of archer character. Yeah, I'm gonna try to use my rapport to make sure that, like,
Nope.
talk with some of the ground crew and
Nope.
see. No,
No.
oh, okay. Then it's a toss up then between Notice and Pilot.
All right.
Being able to make my way through, but let's go Pilot because it's the one that's ship related. That's a great result of +4.
All right. What's Micah going to do?
I'm going to do this fast, I think. I'm assuming that my friend Lydia has helped me mod this plane already, right?
Yes. When the decision was made, the senior maintainer, your friend modified the ship for your specs.
All right. So I'm going to go through this as fast as I can using Pilot. And that is a +5. Which
All
is
right.
superb.
Okay. So, and now what about Luzette?
I'm trying to think of some way to use a gunnery, and it's not.
You just shoot everything in the way.
Yeah.
Propel yourself forward with explosions.
Like,
You can just shoot your, you can just try to shoot your way through.
I mean, if shooting our way through is an option,
You don't have to dodge incoming fire if you blow up the turrets beforehand.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
then she will. That is an option. She will play super aggressive because
Okay.
that is 100% on brand. We'll see how badly this goes. That is a superb.
Excellent.
Nice.
So what you all might not... Oh, actually, wait. Actually, let's wrap up first. What's Maho?
I was going to shoot my way through.
Okay.
But seeing that the set did that, it just... I can't bring myself to do the same thing they did. I will instead use tactics.
Okay.
I reviewed whatever all the other pilots are doing and consider all the variables and different, see anything that repeated in the different simulations.
Okay.
And made preparations to deal with the variable combinations. And so I will put tactics into play to try to get through the course. That sound reasonable?
Yeah.
Okay. So I got a +4. I'm not sure what that is. +4.
That's great.
Great.
Okay. So the first person through, Barry just goes zipping through, relying on wits and his very sharp reflexes. And he manages to spot several obstacles just in time to bank out of the way. When Micah runs the course, it seems sort of preternatural the way she just moves through one maneuver into another. The flow of the ship's transitions in flight characteristics as she manages to control just the very edge of stalling out and then drop in just the right angle to avoid hitting some of these low ledges.
Somehow drifting into blind spots of the gunnery turrets.
It's incredible. And then Luzette just goes through with her finger pulling the trigger as fast as she can. And you can tell that this this course has been rebuilt a couple of times because they use it as a bombing range. But parts of like one of the cliff sides just completely come apart.
You put that on my tab.
She zips away out over the rim of the canyon on the exit, and Maho. It's very strange to watch him go through as well. It's almost the same as when Micah flew the course, except instead of just dipping and weaving through, he just sort of like makes gradual adjustments. And it looks like he's never going to outrun anyone, but at the same time, he just kind of has this idea that like, okay, I'll turn here and then just adopt this glide path. And next thing you know, he has logged a time that's equal to the first person through.
It's like I was skating through the fog of war on all of the turrets. It's like that tiny sliver of fog between every gun and like...
Move slowly enough that the T-Rex didn't notice your movement.
And Toad is obviously very upset. He thought this would get you guys. But now it seems like people have anticipated how I'm going to run this game.
Uh-oh.
So we're going to do something not what you expect.
Live fire exercise.
Yup.
I'm the one in Starship Troopers. I'm the Gary Busey.
I did not expect this. I am taken by surprise. Acer?
No, actually, you are cleared back to land.
No, that's the surprising part.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
exactly.
I really wasn't prepared for that. I was expecting something to bust out the ground, drill and shoot at us.
Toad turns into a giant toad
And then we all
and
get
captures
choked
us with his tongue.
No, after you run the course,
They're having chaos and incantations on the side.
that's someone else's game plan. That's a Megan play. I'm not going to steal her thing. She'll kill me.
Not gonna
Yeah,
bite
right
her
there.
style. That's fair.
We return and we find out that Toad is actually Dominion.
All right. So let's see. You actually managed to run the course on schedule and land back at base. Everyone is pleasantly surprised that there are no new dings on the sides of the ships. When you've passed this first initiation, you see that the flight crews are waiting to put some finishing touches on each of your planes. And as you climb down, they will climb up and they will start painting your names on the sides.
Nice. I make a note of shaking the hand of all of my flight crew, because usually when the flight crew come to a specific ship, they stick with that ship because they know that ship. And if they're painting my name on the side, then we're going to be working together a lot.
Yeah, you plan on wrecking this ship quite a bit.
I plan on getting these guys drunk.
As Archie, my technician, comes over to the ship, I'm gonna point that like, look, I didn't even mess up the paint job. The paint completely intact. Amazing, right?
That's real good, Chief.
Do these planes get like named or anything, or is that something that not really?
probably have your own nickname for your ship, but it's nothing that's recorded.
Okay. So when they go to paint my name on the ship, I will actually take the paint and do it myself and thank them for whatever the paint is, and then start painting the first symbol, because obtaining this ship was the first accomplishment, and I will paint a design on the ship around the nose cone, I guess.
All right. They watch, and some of them will take pictures, because that's a very distinctive pattern that they haven't seen before.
Yeah. So I don't actually paint my name on the ship. It's like everything that the ship accomplishes, it gets a symbol.
All right.
For said accomplishment.
So the next day,
we have pancakes.
Yes, there are pancakes. The next day, you go on a target towing exercise. So there is a drone, and behind the drone, there is a streamer. And you have to come up with a way to take out the streamer without taking out the drone. The most obvious way is gunnery. But you can use tactics or piloting. Notice.
So we're playing Quidditch?
Well, you don't have to take it. You just have to make sure it breaks.
Okay.
Do we each individually have to do this?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Also, so you get 3 tries at this. The difficulty is superb. And you can give up some of your tries to make it harder for your comrades to do it instead.
Why would you do this? Okay, I call dibs on going first, because Barry is just going to straight up use pilot to weave in and clip the streamers off as he flies past perpendicular to the other plane. So he basically either goes into a nosedive to clip it down, or a afterburner jet up to get enough velocity to clip it upwards. But he's just going to try to thread the needle of not T-boning another ship, or T-boning the drone, and trying to get it back enough that he goes through the center of the streamer, so he doesn't get the paint job mussed by the jets of the drone.
I'm going to compel Smarmy Space Bastard with the devil's own luck.
Compel in a bad way?
Yes, compel in a bad way.
Okay.
The devil's luck giveth, the devil's luck taketh away.
Fair enough. I may compel feeling the burn, depending on how I roll.
Even invoke?
Yes, invoke, sorry.
Yeah.
Invoke tag. Ooh. Yes, I will need to do that because I blanked out on the dice, and with -2, I need that +2 again. Wait, sorry. I blanked out on the dice, factoring in the -2 from Devil's Own Luck.
Uh-huh.
So I'll either feeling the burn or for my trouble, or bait and switch for one of my aspects.
Okay.
For they were expecting me to go a certain way, and I duped them into going a completely different flight path.
All right. So go ahead, and that'll work.
So 5 on the nose.
All right. You score the point. Who goes next?
I'll jump in if everyone's being polite.
Okay.
Lucette, she's a real sort of, when you have a hammer, you hit things with a hammer kind of person. So, being the one-trick pony, she's just going to gunnery this.
Okay.
Now, I've got a stunt off my gunnery. A plus to thin out the swarm. Would that apply here?
No, there isn't a swarm.
Okay. Angling for that sweet +2. I will still fail this roll. Yeah, that is a straight +4. Actually, I'm gonna blow the fate point to invoke Daring Flyer again.
Okay.
And that'll put me to 6.
All right. So as you draw closer to the target, the wind just becomes unbelievably random in this patch of sky. And everyone thinks that, you've clearly passed the safety margin to break off. But you stay on target and just send a stream of bolts into the thing. And you go from missing high, missing low, barely missing the tow vehicle to all of a sudden obliterating the target.
Yeah, just when at first you don't succeed, more ammunition. So really, the secret to all life's problems is more Daka Daka.
Yes.
All right.
So how large is the drone?
The drone is about 5 meters wide.
Okay. So I am going to take a more tactical approach to taking out the streamer.
Okay.
So I took the time to load a missile that has no payload on it.
Uh-huh.
And the strategy will be to fire the missile, and when it hits the thing, it doesn't explode, but it knocks the drone off course, so I can get an easy shot against the streamer.
Okay.
Taking a tactical approach to this, hopefully.
Tactical approach of clang.
Yes.
Yeah, so it goes like clang, and so it looks like, oh crap, he's definitely going to fail it, and then it hits it and sends it into a spin, and then it just casually fires lasers.
Okay.
And so I rolled a fair, and I have 3 tactics, so 5.
All right, that's a success. And now, what about Micah?
I'm going to try to maneuver into a good position and then just shoot it. So I want to use gunnery.
Okay.
Oof. I got a +1. So that's not good enough.
Wow, did you roll a -4?
I rolled a -2, and I have a +3 for my gunnery.
Wow. Okay, you get 2 more shots.
Yep. Multiple tries. It's all good.
Try again. I did better. I got a +4 that time.
Okay,
Fate
last shot.
Fate point.
Oh yeah, or you could use a fate point.
My last fate point. I'll do that. I'll tag my veteran pilot.
All right. You overshoot the first time, and when you nose down, there's a mountain in the way. That wasn't there before. The second time, though, you do a barrel roll and drop in behind it, and it's an easy shot from there.
How much did it hurt you to say that, Acer?
Not at all.
Oh, okay, because I know you didn't like barrel rolls.
Yeah, you always get mad at me when I say I want a barrel roll.
So you have successfully cleared the board once again. Your flight is doing very well, and you might be alarmed to hear at dinner that night an announcement that you are cleared for patrol duty.
Yes, gonna get that clan XP.
Finally, back to business.
So this might be a little stressful for you, Micah, because as they're handing out flight assignments, despite what happened just now, you are given command of the flight.
Oh, no. Oh, well, that's fine.
Well done, Micah.
Oh, no. My tie's going to kill me.
So what you want us to do, boss?
I don't know. I'm not good at the actual knowing how combat works.
Oh, that's fine. I'm horrible at taking orders anyway, so it's all
No,
good.
I mean, me, Megan, is. Micah knows what she's doing.
Well, what did you want them to do?
I guess get information.
No, you're at dinner.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood.
Toast?
Yeah, I guess drink heavily.
All right.
Now, you guys may not be aware of this ancient earthen animal named a moose. But let me tell you, its milk is off the hook. Moose milk is legit. Tastes like cinnamon for some reason, and Kahlua.
Off of which hook?
They have been closer to Earth than you have, and I'm pretty sure that's not true.
My family's told me a lot about moose milk, and it's always alcoholic. I mean, meese stand 3 meters tall and routinely trash grav sleds just because they want to. So,
yeah, I was born on a super freighter, so I just believe that. This makes sense. I mean, I've seen large animals on planets before.
You've seen megafauna before.
Right.
Sounds believable. There's even that one planet where they thought it'd be a great idea to clone dinosaurs.
We don't talk about that anymore.
But they lost that world.
Oh,
They lost it to the dinosaurs.
that one hurt. That one hurt.
No.
Is anyone actually watching us?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
I'm not.
I apologize.
You knew what you were getting into.
I
If
guess.
not, hello, this is what you're getting into.
All right. So there's a night of heavy drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Is this? I guess you already had us put our names on. Otherwise, this would be where my tie got his name.
No. You put your actual.
Oh, our
names.
actual names.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like this devolves into the previously discussed off-air backstory night.
This
Right.
is this is the night where you all get your call signs.
Okay, good.
I feel like Catfish already had his call sign before this happened.
Oh no, Catfish actually got his call sign because of a correspondence that happened while he was going through flight training.
Right.
Before he had met his future common law.
Yeah, because I feel like he seems like a person who came in pre-nicknamed.
Yeah, Spender is a hell of a place in the future. Spender being Space Tinder.
Yeah, so you actually met that person tonight. So there will be stories about that until the day you die.
And I am okay with that.
Some of which might actually be true.
I mean, except for the moose part, but I think it's true. I want to believe it's true.
All right, so everyone, there is a bunch of heavy drinking that night. And the problem with all of those stories and the state of drunkenness you get into is that you will never know which of those stories were true.
Oh, even better.
And then at about 0300 hours, you all wake up with splitting headaches.
That's good. That's the time I would like to be up after drinking heavily.
Yep. So you've been in bed for maybe 30 minutes.
Oh.
Am I in...
This isn't new.
First off, am I in my bed?
No.
And is there someone else with me?
Yes.
The question is, are you in a bed?
No, he made it to a bed. There is this pounding, ungodly noise in your head. And then you realize, wait, that's not in my head. That's in this room. It's very loud. There's also a very bright flashing light.
Why is this happening?
Oh, man, did I fall asleep at a rave again?
And then you realize what that sound is because you heard it on in propaganda movies and action vids.
Oh, the siren?
That's a general quarters siren on a Dominion ship.
Ugh.
That sounds bad.
And then you hear a panic voice on the ship's 1MC system shouting, "Get to your planes, we're under attack!" And we are going to stop there.
It's like, anyone seen my shirt?
Oh, shadow.
Why does my butt hurt?
Lovely to meet you, but I gotta go. Like, this isn't a one night stand. That was amazing, but I need to actually go for this.
Where are my pants?
Where's my shirt at? I need it.
Can I please have my shirt back? Oh, sorry, I am actually wearing your shirt. Never mind.
You have a shirt, good enough.
Can I borrow this?
It's like you have a mismatched flight uniform now.
All right. So as you run down whichever corridor you're pretty sure leads to the flight deck, we are going to tell everyone what your call signs are. And we're going to do this by having you describe what exactly you are doing as you come into view of the flight deck. Micah.
Wait. So I'm telling you what I'm doing as well as telling the story of my call sign?
No, you're just telling me what...
As you're running down the hall, the camera freezes on you, and it comes up with Micah, last name, call sign.
Yeah. What do you see? Or what do we see?
The text. So Micah's call sign is Hydra because she was very fixated that night on everyone staying hydrated so they would not be hungover. Because she was trying to take her responsibilities as a flight leader seriously. It just didn't work because we were all super wasted. So it's Hydra, like hydrated. I guess I should clarify that.
And how put together are you as you come into the hangar?
I have an excuse. I'm blind.
Wow, I've done that before. All right. And what about Lucette?
Lucette is like pulling her boots on and like got one arm in the flight suit as she's kind of hopping into the flight deck, and we get this really awkward freeze frame. She's like balanced on one foot, and we get the text that pops up on the screen. Lucette Forrester, call sign zombie. Because she would not stop telling everybody whilst inebriated about this one time where her fighter had gotten disabled. And when she was in an uncontrolled spin, she managed to take out 3 enemy aircraft by just basically blind firing whilst in a spin.
Yeah. You were nobody ever had the heart to tell you that you shot down 3 of your own aircraft that day too.
Hey, I mean,
no.
acceptable losses.
What about Maho?
Oh, okay. So from Maho, it's almost like a flashback to earlier, as everyone is just running out of their various different rooms in various levels of undress as they're dressing, running down the hall. And as everyone passed through the shot, you see like these tiki tattoos on each one of them. And he's the last one to run through, and he's pulling his shirt over his head, and you see this enormous manta ray that covers almost his entire back and up to his neck. And it like freeze frames and it says Mai Tai.
And last but not least, what about Barry?
But we didn't say how he got Mai Tai.
Oh. So how did we get Mai Tai?
Oh, well, pretty much he got Mai Tai. As he's doing that, as he's coming out of the room, he kicks what looks to be one of those wooden flights that you get flights of drinks out the way, and you see it like smash it against the wall. Because there's like 4 or 5 of them, like just kicks through them because they're like scattered everywhere as he bursts out the room. So he got Mai Tai because, that's how his head was pounding.
He ordered for the table and drank them all.
And then ordered for the table again.
And what about Barry?
As Barry is dashing down the corridor, there's a slow pan down from his bright pink dress shirt that he's wearing that has on the back "Bad Man."
Is it in like rhinestones?
No, it's in purple velvet.
Okay, almost
Does it
as
have a
good.
little lightning bolt between it?
Yeah, it does now. And it slowly keeps on panning down past his actual uniform pants to the fact that he's not wearing shoes. And the camera suddenly zips back up to his face as he's pulling his collar closer to his neck. And it says, Barry Namazuko, codename Catfish. Explanation 1. He baited a whole bunch of enemy drones out in combat so everyone could swoop in and take the kill. Codename reason number 2, in brackets, popular opinion. He accepted a date on Tinder or on Spinder once and did not expect what he was going to get, but loved it anyway.
And so the newest addition to the Draconis Volunteer Group's Tachyon Squadron is going to somewhat lopsidedly leap into the air and take the fight to the enemy on this dark and icy night. But that is a story for next time. We apologize to anyone who is still there.
You thought you were on Spender, but you were really on Trinder.
It's okay. She's just an extremely large, muscular woman. It's fine.
We haven't figured our sign off for the